My God. We just witnessed the best weekend of football ever? No, seriously, did we though? And to answer that, I got my boys Tyson and Ellie here. I am your host, Danger Nation from Sports Capitalist, and we got a fully loaded podcast for you today with some breaking news and our thoughts on everything football. And with that being said, Tyson, Ellie, how the hell was your weekend?
Hey, screw our weekend, man. As a Rams fan, how was your weekend, man? Are you okay? How's your heart doing?
My heart was palpitating a bit, especially in that fourth quarter.
Medication or something?
Yeah, man. I'm on a pacemaker now and all that good stuff, dude. I just legit, we were talking about this a little bit before the cast. I'm like, I don't know how Brady. I don't know how this happens to Brady every playoff scenario, man. Just down 24 points in the last quarter. No big deal, dude. The Rams are going to fumble it three times. Fumble it three times. In one quarter, make the offense look like idiots. Make himself look like the GOAT and everything he does. It was super scary, man. I don't know if I was messaging with you, but I was messaging with my fellow sports capitalists, and at halftime, I'm like, I'm not comfortable until I see the post-game interviews.
Yeah,
that's how I know it'll be over for sure.
You can
especially against Brady, but
you can never rule them out, man. That was
you really can't.
It was a terrible game up until third quarter, third quarter. When was it?
It's a great game for a Rams fan, just seeing the GOAT get dominated. But regular football optics, it was kind of a boring game for sure.
Yeah, mate, I feel bad for Cam Akers. I'm not gonna lie,
dude. I do too. He looked like he was just. Again, man, I kind of predicted that he was going to be handed the keys to the offense, the Ferrari. And, he really did. Sony Michel, hey, back to second string, thank you for your service. And those, last final weeks, you did great. But, hey, this is Cam's team. And
props to Cam Akers, though. I mean, I'm actually pretty impressed with the output you guys have gotten from him just so recently. Honestly, there's no reason a rookie he's essentially a rookie getting his first starts in the playoffs. It should be doing this well, especially against the number 2 rush defense. I mean, he looked good for a little bit out there, and he gets involved in some other pieces of the offense. But all right, dude, I got to ask, were you pissing yourself? At what point did you just say, fuck this? Were you about to turn the game off at any point? We're Cardinals fans, bro. We're punching the TV. Once if we're up 25 points and we give up a field goal, that's it. We'll quit. We'll start throwing shit at the walls.
No, I didn't turn it off at all. I definitely was glued to the screen. I'm like, is this really happening? And my faith was really shook when it was Cooper Kupp that fumbled.
Oh yeah,
you have got to be kidding! Mr. Clutch of our team, and just did that. And I was like, I was when he did that, I was like, holy shit, we're gonna lose, because I think that was still 27-13.
Well, when Lenny ran it in on 4th and 1 around the edge there, you had to think this is it. This is one of the biggest collapses ever. You're gonna lose. You had to think, right?
Yeah, a reader missed his tackle too. They knew what was going to happen too. I was like, you've got to be kidding.
How do you not cover Cooper Kupp? We got to talk about that.
Yeah.
Of all people,
let's just talk about this game.
Of all people,
quick. Huh?
Of all people, you leave Cooper Kupp just wide open.
Single coverage
twice, right? Wasn't that twice? Jesus.
Yeah, they were trying to blitz Stafford, and I have to say, Stafford looked the best out of everyone. Yes. Matty Ice came out to play, and he's the true Matty Ice. But it was kind of crazy how literally everyone around him was kind of collapsing. And my heart even sank too when we got the ball back, and literally 2 plays later, over his head. Yeah, he was
dude, Stafford is number 1 in the league against the blitz when it comes to passer rating.
Yeah, he knows where to go real quick.
We talked about that, Ellie, on our showdown show. If they can get to him, they'll win Tampa Bay, but they just couldn't get to him much. Tom Brady was getting absolutely molested every single play, man. Every play.
Dude, Aaron Donald was up up on them the whole time. We had some good blitz ourselves too, and yeah, the defense as a whole kind of stepped up. Obviously, not the fourth quarter, but yeah, I'm sure they're going to tighten all that stuff up. That was a really scary game in the fourth quarter. But yeah, man, Coop came out, got clutch, and yeah, man, I was nervous even for the kick because I'm like, we just missed a 40-yarder.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like short, not like left or right. You know what I mean? But
kickers were clutch this weekend, man.
Dude, they really were.
3 buzzer beater kicks from underdogs. That's crazy.
I thought the whole weekend was just going to be a sweep of the underdogs. Because I was kind of predicting like Bills to win too. I was like, dude, this team's way more explosive and they have the better defense. And Patrick Mahomes does not care.
We were 13 seconds away from seeing all underdogs win for the first time ever on a division championship weekend.
Isn't it crazy what happens when you have an NFL head coach calling a good play with 13 or 14 seconds on the clock? You have an incredible quarterback and you decide to do what he's good at.
Well, dude, did you guys hear? I know we're going to get to this in a minute, but we got to lead off with this. Could you hear Patty Mahomes on that play to Kelsey? He was like, I forgot what he said, but
apparently they made up the play on the spot.
And you could see him clutch. Like he was going to throw it, and he noticed that Kelsey wasn't looking at him. He waited another half second, and he delivered it perfectly. It was unbelievable.
Yeah. Did you see it? There was a little NFL Films clip about it. Kelsey called it out on the sideline.
Yeah,
and he said it was crazy. I'll see if I can get the link and maybe we can put it in. The show or whatever. But it was
when we get to that because that game I'm had the ramifications of that game. I mean, that's going to be our closing topic too of the infamous coin flip. And I found some interesting stats about that.
Oh, interesting.
This week, check it out. It's pretty neat.
Look, Mahomes versus Allen. Just to end on this before we get going, Mahomes and Allen is Brady versus Manning. We'll see a decade of that.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. But before we go into the rest of the game, guys, let's talk about the quick news real quick. And hey, this is a first. We got some breaking news for us. And Sean Payton steps down as head coach of the Saints team. He came back after I think it was like a 2-week vacation after they didn't make the playoffs. And this is the report that they he had a quick meeting with the GM and said, "Hey, I'm stepping down."
Yeah. Screw the cap up. Sign Taysom Hill. I'm gone, dude. I'm out of here.
Dude, it's man. What Tyson's referring to is the Saints have the highest cap over salary by $75 million. So that team is screwed up. They got to make some huge budget cuts, and it's just like I don't even know where you begin. Obviously, you start with. I mean, they already tried to. They did that whole hybrid contract with Taysom already, to cut like $30 million down.
Still a ton of money they're paying him for not a whole lot of.
Yeah, it's just not guaranteed. But if that dude hits any of those incentives, they're kind of fucked, right? Like I don't know what you do with it.
I think because he did play QB like a handful of times, so he is hitting those incentives. Because it was the hey, you get $40 million for your pocket knife position that you have, but if you play QB, you're obviously going to get higher pay from that, or if you start as a quarterback. And he did it for like 7 games, I think.
There's a few games. He had that one primetime game where he messed up his finger. I don't forget who that was against, but he was rushing the ball well. I'm not saying I hate Taysom Hill. I just think that he needs to be on a team that utilizes him a little bit better or utilizes him in a way that they're not forcing him in because they paid him. And I feel like with the Saints over the past few years, they're like, we got to find a way to use this guy. And it's really hurt them quite a bit.
Yeah. And just to throw that out in there, there's just a weird, for some reason, just out of left field, a TV show starring Kevin James as Sean Payton, talking about his career as a coach, and it's mainly focusing and making fun of the whole Bounty Gate situation. Do you think people are speculating that not just because of the $75 million over cap that he has to deal with, but like he thinks there's just some, I don't want to say drama, for lack of a better term, is going to happen with this show coming out. Do you think he just wants to go in hiding for maybe like a year or two?
I don't think he will, dude. I think there's a rumor that going around that they want to put him on Thursday Night Football with Al Michaels.
Oh,
potentially.
Wait, is Chris Collinsworth retiring?
No, not Monday Night Football, Thursday Night Football, because Amazon now has the full-on rights.
Dude, they're trying to put together. They got Marshawn Lynch.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, dude.
So this is way off topic, but so speaking of Marshawn Lynch, you guys, there's a new Netflix show coming out where there's no script for their celebrity guest, and they try and solve a murder. Marshawn Lynch is going to go in trying to solve a murder with Will Forte. I think he's in 2 episodes. Yeah, and there's no script for him. So, bro, that shit is hilarious. Go look at the trailer.
Marshawn,
go ahead. Marshawn Lynch off the handle is hilarious, man. I love it when that dude just speaks his mind.
All right, this is another here. Speaking of trailers, did you guys see the trailer for the halftime show for Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige?
No.
Kendrick Lamar. Oh yeah, that's pretty sick. You guys should check that out. It's pretty sick. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out after this. If you want to pull up while I talk about this, Marshawn Lynch is targeted by Amazon for Thursday Night Football studio show. So basically, the Manning Experience, but hosted by Marshawn Lynch.
I'm down,
dude. Yeah, if it's on Twitch and he could just like let it fly, like go for it, man. That's gonna be awesome. I mean, the Manning cast has to be considered a huge success. With everything that was going on with them, I
prefer watching the Manning cast than I did the ESPN broadcast.
Oh, for sure. On Monday night, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, their football knowledge obviously is just like second to none, and their commentary was like really good, and the guests they brought on were obviously really funny. So
I can't find the trailer. It's all right.
Okay. Well, yeah. Moving on to the other quick news. Rumors about retiring, of course, with Aaron Rodgers or Karen Rodgers, that some have called him, and Tom Brady. Let's talk about Tom Brady first. This one I feel like is more inevitable. And recently, and he even brought this up last year, is that, hey, my wife put her career on hold to be a mom, and he's basically saying, I think it might be my turn. It's going to be my turn to retire my job so I can be a full-time dad, and then she can pursue her thing.
Yeah.
Hey, Noble, you're retiring. You're obviously not retiring because of performance, because you're still a stud. Like I respect that, but
led the league in passing yards here. What, passing touchdowns as well? I mean, come on. I think that it's possible. If I had to give it, I would say like 70% chance that he's probably coming back. That's just, I don't know, my opinion on it. But he doesn't need to prove anything else. He really doesn't. He could walk away if he thinks that it's going to be a shit show in Tampa next year. He's not going to go to another team. No chance. If he thinks it's going to be a shit show, he'll just walk away.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere, man. Like, honestly, you're pretty damn close to the NFC Championship game. After being down 27-3, and not to rub salt in the wounds over here, or what could have been wounds for you, but they're a couple pieces away. They were without Chris Godwin, and obviously Antonio Brown, who wants to play for the Ravens apparently.
Well, Lamar Jackson. Don't do it.
Yeah, bro.
Just for the entertainment value, just bring him on.
Antonio Brown, they needed him severely. You got Tyler Johnson out there getting 10 targets or whatever it was. They needed.
Scotty Miller was playing.
Scotty Miller throughout the year barely saw the field. He's not a bad player.
But they could be in the Super Bowl. Like they actually could be getting an opportunity for another Super Bowl if Antonio Brown is there.
If he didn't pull what he pulled, look, there's some reasons behind it, obviously, but it's mostly selfishness. There's no way that locker room would ever see that guy again and be like, "Hey, what's up, man?" They gotta hate him. They have to hate him.
Yeah.
Tom Brady's not retiring. So back to the original point.
Yeah. The only thing that's like I think keeping him going is like he said this on record that he wants an undefeated season. He was so close to it that one time, and that really feels like the last like check box in on his list before retirement too.
Not gonna happen.
Yeah. It's looking rough every year.
Oh, they added a game too. I mean,
it's not happening.
No way.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's just more bragging rights for him.
Yeah.
Because the only team is like that 74's Dolphins team. Apparently, like Dolphins, apparently when they meet up, man, that's all they can brag about, But,
yeah, even though what was it, a 14-game season or something?
Yeah. So whatever. All right, on to the next. Aaron Rodgers here. He said some things that were kind of interesting, and you can, I guess, look at it either way. He says he doesn't want to be part of a rebuild. At his state in the year of his career, he's in his twilight years. He's probably got like anywhere from 2 to 5 if he wants to go the whole Tom Brady route, and he's performing great too. Give credit where credit is due. I'm talking about Aaron Rodgers, the athlete here. Yeah, like I can understand that. Like I'm not spending 3 years for another shot. But Packers also have some cap space problems with $50 million. So people are either saying like, "Hey, what's going to happen here? Are they going to find room but pay Rodgers at the same time, or is he just going to go to, a Super Bowl team? Go to the Denver Broncos? That's where everyone's thinking he's going to go. Have Payton, because Payton Manning is rumored to buy a minority stake in the team, to buy out John Elway or something like that. There's a whole situation going on.
That'd be good for them.
And just pretty much do what John Elway did for Payton Manning, that Payton Manning will do for Aaron Rodgers. Like, yeah, we're gonna go all out, man. Like this, but this is what we need from you. Like your salary wise, because this is who we intend to bring on in for our coaching staff, your receiving core, because they already locked down the receivers. Like Jared Jeudy didn't get a single touchdown. Like it seems like the most optimal place to go for him. I don't know. I know everyone's saying for him maybe the Steelers. But like, yeah, the Steelers. It's just like that team seems too immature for him. You know what I mean? Like all of his receivers are on TikToks and stuff like that.
Maybe he's the guy that needs to come in and
slap the phone out of the hand.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think the Steelers would be a perfect spot for him. He's set up well. Ellie, where do you think? Where do you think he should go?
Yeah, I think he's ending up in San Francisco. So Denver, I understand why it's popular, but dude wants to win now. Like they just traded away Von Miller. Like what part of Von Miller's still an elite defensive end? I understand he has injuries, but what part of win now is screaming at you from Denver? You know what I mean? Yeah, they got some wide receivers. They have a couple running backs. Like I don't know what you want from them. Pittsburgh, same kind of scenario for me. He's pretty much this could be like the weirdest interaction. Everybody else on that team is young as hell. Like at least Ben was there with them, and he's kind of like an anchor or mainstay of the Steelers. Yeah. Aaron Rodgers coming in is like the complete opposite, and like vocally, politically opposite than a lot of the people on. I would say that the Steelers are. I just don't know if that's necessarily a good fit. And obviously, dude's not going to. Neither is Russell Wilson, by the way. Nobody's going to Saints anymore. So I just think San Francisco is the prime place. They're going to get blown out next week. San Francisco has been playing very, very well. Their defense has been making up for a lot of, shitty quarterback play, just quite frankly, from Jimmy G. Jimmy G will probably end up getting traded to Denver. That's really what I think is going to end up happening here. Denver's not ready to go win a championship. Aaron Rodgers wants a chance. So when they lose the NFC Championship game next week, they're going to get rid of Jimmy G and open up a spot for Aaron Rodgers and try and throw as much money as they can at Devontae Adams. Like, tell me right now that San Francisco is not winning a Super Bowl with Devontae Adams. Yeah, like it. I mean, nobody else can make that case. Like, there's not a single team. Like, yeah, you can get Najee Harris, Juju,
what is their
all these other guys.
Look, no chance. I don't think there's really any chance that Aaron Rodgers retires.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, they asked him the question. He's going to come back. I really do think that he's leaving Green Bay. That's my opinion. It's a fresh start for him. He can go somewhere else.
For sure, leaving Green Bay. So here's my thing. Like, why does anybody think he would go to the AFC? Right? If we look at the quarterback talent, just top
it's
down,
insane over there. Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you want to go? You got the Bills, who are going to take their division probably for a while. You have the Chiefs, who are going to take their division for a while. I don't even know the other divisions, but there's a lot of top tier quarterback play. What happens if the Ravens come back hot and strong? Oh, you got Joe Burrow too in the same goddamn division.
Yeah,
right. You have Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and then sometimes you have the awesome Baker Mayfield, and sometimes you have the terrible Baker Mayfield. That's a tough division, man. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers wants to go fight for that right now. All right, NFC West isn't better, but still, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, like, there was like a chance where three teams did make it into the playoffs
for the NFC.
NFC, West,
and we have an NFC West showdown to go to the Super Bowl. It's crazy,
right?
Yeah. So I looked up here, Jimmy G's salary. Can you please move ads? Jimmy G's salary is 20, pretty much 27 million, and they have 11 million over. So yeah, if someone could cover Jimmy G, and they got to move some other money around here, but yeah, they could definitely. So that's almost 40 million.
They could restructure so much of their young talent and just backload a little bit of those contracts. I can tell you right now, like Kittle, Debo, Bosa, whatever these crazy contracts are. I don't even know if Debo has a crazy contract. I know they'd restructure to have Aaron Rodgers on their team for a year. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, this is the second time they've come this close to winning a Super Bowl. You know they're going to do whatever they got to do to win it next year.
Dude,
well, think about if the Rams win. Yeah. If the Rams win the Super Bowl, not to get danger too high over here, but if the Rams win the Super Bowl and somehow pull off an upset against Pat Mahomes or Joe Burrow, I guess. I don't want to count Cincinnati out; they're crazy. But if they win, dude, you have to think Kyle Shanahan's going to dump all his eggs in that basket. They come from the same goddamn coaching tree. They were coaching best buds together, right? So why wouldn't they?
With Matt LaFleur too.
Exactly. So I don't know, man.
Any chance that Trey Lance takes over next year?
No.
If they can't get Rodgers.
Because they can win a Super Bowl.
You're talking about cap space issues. A quarterback on a rookie contract, that'll solve all your problems right there.
Yeah. Because they got to pay Debo. Like, he's on his last year, and his contract was literally a 4-year contract at $7 million.
Oh God! Yeah. So he's
dude. Yeah, that dude's getting paid.
Wait, so he's a free agent. He might go somewhere else, man. Who knows? Yeah. That dude's gonna get paid a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of him, man, have we ever seen wide receivers used the way they're used this year in the backfield, running the ball? It's the first time and Tebow started it, man. He kind of did.
Well, oh my God, Kittle's is a 5-year, $75 million. Okay, this is where you restructure right here with George Kittle. Well, that's the real question. I mean, we could just start talking about the Green Bay 49ers game since we've been on it so much.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? Like, do you think another team will use Debo in the same way that Kyle Shanahan is?
I don't know. I mean, they would be smart to. But if you're Debo, you go back. Like, you do whatever. And if you're a 49ers, you do whatever you got to do to pay that guy.
Yeah.
Which is another reason why bringing in Aaron Rodgers might be difficult. And Aaron Rodgers is going to want to have Devontae.
George Kittle is the highest paid guy on the 49ers. So, yeah, there's your cap space right here. One more quick news. I know I just said 49 and Green Bay, but one more quick news because I want to rub in the salt in your guys' wound. And that is the Arizona Cardinals ownership is pissed at their current management and coaching staff and are currently withholding playoff bonuses from them.
Withhold it.
Okay. So that's the
they didn't even legitimately make the playoffs. They won a bunch of games. Like, they didn't win a single game to get themselves into the playoffs. They won enough, and the Rams speaking of rubbing salt into the wounds, right? The Rams beat someone, and that got us in. So the Rams had to win a game for us to make the playoffs. That's bullshit, dude. It shouldn't count as a playoff bonus. Litigate it, fight it.
And if you're the coaches, I mean, you just have to kind of take the L and be like, yeah, I guess we kind of don't deserve it.
Bro, who the fuck is trying to hire Vance Joseph? Like, Miami's got some dysfunctional shit going on when they're like, oh, yeah, you guys lost J.J. Watt and sucked dick at the run for, literally 27 straight games. Like, that's how many yards we gave up. It was the equivalent of playing 27 to 30 games of football over the course of 11 games. And he's going to get a head coaching job.
Do you think Cliff is going to be on out of here and go to a college team after
this? He's not going to college.
He's got one more year.
Yeah.
He's got one more year? Gotcha. All right. Well, guys, let's move on to the main topics, and that was the playoff games this weekend. Let's start off, let's just go right down the schedule here. Bengals versus Titans. What a crazy, it was a really fun game to start it off. It was the Saturday afternoon game, whatever. No one really cares about these teams besides the headlines that Joe Burrow gives, and they're the smallest market town teams from what I've heard when I was reading this. But man, it was still a great game, especially that ending. Man, it was just wild.
Yeah. I mean, Derrick Henry, I don't think he looked terrible, but what can you expect from a guy that's been out for 12 weeks or something,
and get a metal plate drilled into his foot?
He was.
I think they rushed him a little bit.
Yeah.
He did an okay job. Did he have 100 yards? I don't remember. He was close.
I think it was 56 and a touchdown.
Really?
Yeah, they kind of stopped him. Something else that was kind of interesting. 9 sacks Joe Burrow took.
Insane.
For I think it was on average 13 yards.
They don't care though.
You can probably make a minute-long clip of our showdown shows of me just saying the Bengals offensive line sucks just all season long. That's all I've been saying, right? Imagine if this team had a legitimate offensive line.
They have to.
Jamar Chase is a goddamn freak, right?
He was a monster.
What do you do about this offense? Joe Burrow. I don't know, man. I sound like a 13-year-old girl at a Jonas Brothers concert. I don't even know when I'm talking about this guy. There's no reason that you should be beating NFL veterans of 10, 15 years. Who's their coach? Mike Vrabel, Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Right. Dude played linebacker for one of the history's great defenses and defensive coaches, right, for years on the Patriots dynasty, right? And he got tore up by some 22-year-old kid who smokes cigars. This shit's crazy to me, man.
Basically in his rookie year still.
Yeah, exactly.
They were 2 and 14.
2 more years in his rookie contract too.
They were one of the worst teams in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He gets his knee destroyed, sits out most of the year, comes back and leads his team to the AFC Championship. It's insane.
Bro, they haven't won a goddamn playoff game since '89, right? They haven't, and then what was it? They haven't been to the championship since '88 or something like that.
Yeah,
Chris Collinsworth days, that long.
Boomer Esiason.
We could see a Bengals. We could see an '80s rematch here. We can see Bengals versus 49ers. Hey,
bro, wouldn't that be sick though? That would actually be kind of cool.
That would be kind of cool, but I don't think anyone would be invested.
There'd be 27 people watching.
Yeah, man. It's
what channel is the Super Bowl on this year? What network? Is it NBC?
I know it's at SoFi.
Are we allowed to say those words? Don't we have to call it the big game or something?
Oh yeah,
the superb owl. Yeah.
We're not monetized. So
did you say superb vowel?
Owl.
Owl?
Owl.
Oh, I get it. Jesus Christ, my bad.
That's what when people put it in text, that's how they type it out.
Evan McPherson, man, what a baller.
Dude, yeah.
5th round kicker, right? Rookie
kicker, man.
Why are the Bengals drafting a kicker?
Yeah, why don't you get a freaking left tackle or something?
Because we need one. Dude, can we just exactly. Can we man, just also what Joe just said about him. Looks like we're going to the AFC Championship, boys.
That's insane. I can't believe that guy would say that.
Yeah, as a rookie kicker just jogging on the field.
Was it a 53-yarder? That's a tough kick, man.
Yeah, that's not nothing.
I like the Bengals, man, dude. Like, honestly, they're a team. They're a Cinderella team that actually has nothing to lose, so they can go out there and just play fucking cocky. You know what I mean? I mean, imagine like nobody expects them to put points against Pat Mahomes.
So it's going
to beat Pat head to head.
So it's going to be on NBC, and it looks like it's going to be streamed on Yahoo.com.
Jeez.
Okay.
So Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd. When Tyler Boyd's your third overall receiver, you're in a good spot. You got C.J. Uzoma, and Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
Crazy. Just get an offensive line next year. You guys will be for another 5 years.
AJ Green would be a third or fourth string receiver on this. Dude, think about that shit.
Can you imagine if you were AJ Green right now? You got your ass handed to you this year. You had some bad moments in the year, and the team that you dominated for years makes it to the playoffs and potentially the Super Bowl the year that you leave. Man, that's tough.
Look, I'm the biggest AJ Green truther because I still think he's got some gas in his tank. But if you want to put the pivotal moment on the Cardinals season on one play,
didn't look
controller disconnection. Yeah. But honestly, we win that game. That confidence level that we have making that 99-yard touchdown drive.
Yep.
Against the best team. That's it. Like that could change everything. That may get you through some of the.
It could be a pivotal moment in the entire franchise history. Like we could see coaches fired. We could see free agents leaving because of that one moment.
Yeah.
Right. And it sucks to say that because I was I still defend it, right? It shouldn't have come down to that, but that's the one that's going to be remembered from the Cardinals season. How did we go from this back to the Cardinals? Oh, AJ Green.
Let me add one. You gotta say this. We truly don't know.
All it has leads back to how shit the Cardinals are.
Yeah, exactly. We truly don't know whose fault that was. I mean, Kyler could be taking. He should be taking. Charge of that. He should say, "Hey, it's my fault. I'm the quarterback." Of course, he won't do that though. But it could be Kyler's fault. It could be anybody's fault. We're putting it all on AJ Green. Could be his fault. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on.
Yeah. Anyways. Right. Joe Burrow, dope as hell. I really want to see him. I want to see Pat Mahomes win another Super Bowl, but I also want to see Joe Burrow win this game.
Dude,
think about how crazy that shit would be, man. Think about it. Like, I might drive to Cincinnati next week. Actually, I'm gonna go talk to my fiance. We might go to Cincinnati just to watch the game.
How far of a drive is that for you? Midwest.
2 hours.
Close to each other, man. That's crazy.
Bro, yeah, we can go 2 hours and just watch it at a bar there.
Dude, that'll be fun, man. But yeah, moving on to the 49ers versus Green Bay. We talked about it a lot, but holy cow, dude, what a battle that game was. I mean, just again, 49ers did not score a single offensive touchdown. Defense was the name of the game. Defense bailed this team out. Special teams bailed this team out. And maybe even the weather had something to do with it. But hey, 2 years ago when Rodgers lost to the 49ers at the 49ers stadium, he said, "Oh, this team can't play in our stadium when it's snowing and negative 20 degrees." Looks like they can.
Dude, after that first touchdown, they drove down, scored immediately, no problem.
I know. I was like,
okay, cool, the game's over. Should I change this?
Yeah.
And then we saw absolutely crazy football, like nothing really happening except for a block punt and what was 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter to tie the game. Absolutely crazy. You have whoever that special teams head coach is, he better get his resumes going for like high school teams because that guy is screwed, man.
Dude, did you see that on the last kick? There's only 10 people on the field.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh man, dude. That's crazy. Like Nick Bosa was just on Rodgers all day too. That was kind of.
We talked about this. Remember that show we did for Sports Capitalist? We did like a Sunday slate, and we were talking about the 49ers are hot at the right time. Like we were talking about how good they were in that first game, and they're just continuing to roll on. Like I would not be surprised. It would not shock me if they beat the Rams simply because it's a division game, man. Anything can happen. Anything.
Yeah. On my show too over there, like with Adam, I always tell him, like, I don't know why, dude, but I call them magic stats when you see stupid stuff like Sean McVay, like, is 42-0 when he's leading in the first half. All those like bullshit stats that gets feed to you.
It's 42-1. I know which one you're referencing. But I want to point that out to you because the 49ers. Yeah, just while we're on it.
Well, yeah, but hey, speaking of the 49ers, we are 6-0 against them with Kyle Shanahan coaching them. So it's just like, oh my, like it's not a good sign.
Wait, hold on. What's that stat? You're 6-0 against them with
we're 0-6 against the 49ers while Kyle Shanahan has been coaching them.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it's not a good sign. And again, they were coaching buddies back at the Washington football team.
So what is Kyle Shanahan just like Matt LaFleur and Todd McVay's
they were all coaching on that team at the same time.
Yeah, he must be like the big brother. Like he lets his brothers beat the shit out of the other kids in the neighborhood.
Dude, McVay's
come back and then he kicks their ass.
Yeah,
like 34 or some shit.
Huh?
McVay's like 34, isn't he?
I meant like
he's
kicking
35.
the shit out of him because if McVay's 0-6 against Shanahan, that's crazy. That's more what I meant, like the big brother type thing.
Yeah, man. Everything is there for the Rams to win that game, but it's just you just never know, especially with I don't know, man. Just like our fourth quarter blunders where we just like, yeah, guys, we have the game in the bag. Everyone just kicking into cruise control here for a bit, and we get sloppy and throw the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We can't do that. Like they need to get it back into high gear in that fourth game, and when we have that team's throat on our foot, we just need to fucking stomp it, dude. I don't know. Speaking of Rams, what's up?
No, for sure. Maybe it's just lack of playoff experience or what. I don't know. I mean, but something's got to happen. If you have that big of a lead, I mean, come on. I don't care who's on the other side of the ball. You gotta win that game convincingly and not take it down to the last second.
Yeah, man. I don't know. But hey, speaking of Rams, we're going to talk about the Rams and the Bucks. We kind of already did a little bit of this, but crazy game might have caused Tom Brady going to retirement. Hey, I'll put that on a plaque on a wall. But yeah, I mean, anything we said about this game that we haven't already, really?
No, I think we should talk about the best game I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, let's go on. Let's go straight to it. Bills versus Chiefs. I'm not gonna lie, I fell asleep during the first half of this.
Oh my god,
that Rams game really wiped me out, guys.
Yeah, I guess you're right. You probably super stressed.
Yeah, that Rams game really wiped me out. I got up early to do some chores, but no, I watched some of the clips and it was crazy. But yeah, you guys take the lead on this for sure.
In real time, that was absolutely the craziest fourth quarter you could ever watch.
Yeah,
I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. Gabe Davis, aka Jerry Rice over here,
dude.
I mean, come on. Like, and look, Diggs is getting shit for not having a good game.
Yeah.
Why do you think Gabe Davis is wide open all the time? They're guarding Diggs.
Yeah.
He had a great game indirectly.
Bro, that was a Madden Bowl. That was an absolute Madden game. That's all it was. There's two elite Madden players just airing the goddamn ball out. Dude, that touchdown from Josh Allen to Gabe Davis, what was it, like 55 yards or something like that, just in the air? That absolute dime.
I lost track of it.
How is it possible? I really can't fathom how quickly he was able to clean up his accuracy. I mean, I'm sure people are seeing him on Twitter or whatever, the viral videos of him just missing receivers literally 2-3 years ago. But he's dropping dimes, man. It's going to be fun watching these two play for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. I hope both these guys stay healthy. The AFC is just going to be crazy battles for the next 5 years.
I looked it up, man. The average age of the AFC QB is 25 right now.
Jesus.
And that's with Tannehill in it. So like bringing up the average a bit. But 8 out of the 10 oldest QBs are in the NFC right now. So NFC is going to go through some major there's going to be power dynamic shift, because I think everyone kind of favors the NFC a bit, at least like as a stronger league. But AFC is on the horizon and going to take it over.
It's like they're going to be the Eastern Conference in the NBA here soon enough. Potentially. If Kyler Murray would get his head out of his ass, then, maybe there's a case, for the NFC West can just dominate too, but who knows?
Well, the one thing that a lot of these other successful young quarterbacks are doing, and that their offensive coordinators are allowing them to do, is throw the ball up the field. These dudes are throwing it side to side. Kyler, literally, it's the goddamn lateral raid. Like, it's just sideways. You don't even throw the ball up the field, man. Like, come on.
All right,
off the Cardinals.
Yeah, go back.
Yeah. So, but no, man, 13 seconds though.
that is the sixth time we've talked about the Cardinals today.
Right. So yeah. Oh, there's the stat. Last minute 25 points were scored. That was crazy, man. Like, I was not expecting that. I was hoping, like, you hope for that to happen in these games.
For
sure. The fourth quarter, right? You're like, oh, they can score again. Right? They can recover the onside kick. There's 8 seconds on the clock. They can score. Like, that should actually happen. It actually happened. And it wasn't because defenses weren't playing well. I get it. I get that people want to say, oh, well, the Bills should have gotten to stop.
Dude.
Bro, like, you try stopping Tyreek Hill. Dude was piecing before he got past the guy. He knew, right? Like, come on, man. Like, I don't know. That shit was exciting, though. That was crazy.
If anyone should be pissed about this game, it really should be Jerry Jones, seeing how a competent head coach handles, 13 seconds worth of gameplay on the clock.
We'll get to it here in a second, but like, honestly, the NFL commissioner should be pissed off. The NFL should be pissed off.
Why?
Because this was this might be one of the greatest playoff games, if not the greatest playoff game in the history of like football. And I'm excluding Super Bowls, right? Because a great game where you win it all is a great game. But I would have watched for another 3 hours. Like, think about how much more ad revenue you would have made if you had a rule that allowed Josh Allen and Pat Mahomes to go throw for throw.
Playoffs, yeah.
Yeah, at least in the playoffs, man. Like, make it real. Now, this sudden death bullshit. But again, we'll get into that. Both teams knew what they were getting into when it went to OT. But imagine how much I would have watched that game for another day and a half.
Yeah, and you know what, man? Let's just get into it. If you guys aren't aware, what Eli is referring to is the current overtime rules. Overtime rules, basically.
I went to the MLB.
Right. The current overtime rules pretty much states, hey, you flip a coin, whoever lands on it, they're going to receive the ball. Because if you score a touchdown first in that first drive, game is over. The opposing team does not get a chance. Game is done. That is set in stone. And a lot of people are calling for changes. And I think there's a lot of, at least for this year, there's good reasons for it. Like, at least for the playoffs, it just, that game, like, was amazing. But to end it on I don't want to call it a dud, but it was just a little anticlimactic how it ended from what was resulting that last minute and a half of points scored in the fourth quarter. It just kind of fell flat where you're like, oh, okay. And yeah.
I don't know. I think I have a different opinion than you guys. Yes, I agree with you. But in my opinion, a walk-off touchdown to end the game is pretty exciting. Like, I thought that was incredibly exciting. I get it. But look, we've been dealing, like, we have way better format of overtime than we've ever had for the NFL. It used to be you flip a coin and you go down and kick a field goal and the game's over. And that is pathetic. Now, the way this is laid out, it's probably not ideal. We could probably make it better. And maybe we should talk about that. I think the Chiefs actually put in what like 2017 or something like that when some year they lost
2019. Yeah.
2019 they lost. They're like, hey, we should change this. And funny enough, they didn't listen to them.
And just to follow up on that, Tyson, Chiefs have now been on the receiving end of both of these. Where again, when they played against Brady at the Patriots, and sorry, I am blanking right now. When they play at the Patriots, and hey, he went on to go to the Super Bowl, and now Patty Mahomes is taking the fruits of that rule right now.
Yeah.
So if anyone knows the highs and low of that rule, it should be the Chiefs.
Here's the thing, and Tyson, I think you'll agree with me on this. I don't hear any of the players saying anything about it. None. The only thing that I've seen was Josh Allen saying, if it was the other way around, I'd be happy too.
Yeah.
Right? Like, they all understand what they're getting into. You don't want a game to go to overtime. They're more worried. The Bills should be worried about the fact that they didn't make any adjustments and allowed Patrick Mahomes to get in field goal range 13 seconds. That's unreal, right?
I mean,
that's absolutely.
I think
it would be nice to see like a college,
yeah,
format, because that's exciting. When you see a college game go that way, it's nice. Now, look, I think you could actually just for the playoffs, you could change the format just for the playoffs. You could do that. I think it would be fine. I don't necessarily think it's necessary for the regular season. That's just my opinion.
And it doesn't have to be crazy. Like, you just get rid of the game clock and you let each team have possessions until the score's not even.
Yeah, and they call it away.
And a fair amount of possessions, right? Like, you go, I go, you go, I go, and then
I think obviously because of that game and how it ended, just again kind of left a bad taste in at least the viewer's mouth. Again, like you said, and I'm sure we'll hear. We're on Tuesday. I'm sure we'll hear more and more about this as the years go on, or as the days go on. But this year more than any, so there were 11 games this year that had overtimes in it. I was going to say guess to see how many you guys, but you have the thing. 10 of those games the game was won by the coin toss because they scored the game. Sorry, guys, help me out here.
No, I mean, you scored on the first drive.
Yeah, and they drove down.
They won the game if they won the coin toss.
Yeah.
6 of those 11 won the game on the first drive to get that touchdown. And the one out of the 11 was actually that tie from the Steelers game. So I think a lot of people are saying, like, we don't want a game decided by a coin toss.
Hey, maybe we should do a best 2 out of 3 rock, paper, scissors or something,
That would be awesome, actually.
So I get it, dude. I get it. just stop them. Stop the fucking defense. Stop them. You're professional.
Yeah, well, here's the other part. Like, we're not considering here. I mean, sure, we can change something, but that's not impacting what happened on Sunday. Like, nothing changes Sunday. We still have the NFC and the AFC championship games happening on the upcoming Sunday, right? Yeah. So we can complain about what the rules are, but every player, every team came in knowing. You understand what it is. You try not to go to overtime so that you can control what happens. Otherwise, yes, it probably is coming down to the coin toss. But that's not an unknown variable here. Yeah. College format also eliminates kickoffs, which benefits the players for injury. So they the problem with college format, though, is because it starts at the 25-yard line. I think you're too elite on the NFL level, right? You're likely to score within 25 points. I mean, even the shitty teams put up points like 40 to 50% of the time within the 25-yard line. You need to start at the 25-yard line, just eliminate special teams, just spot the ball and drive up the field. Score a touchdown, the next team has to go score a touchdown. If they don't, then the game's over, right? If they do, then that team gets the ball, 25-yard line goes down. You just eliminate special teams altogether. And then you throw in the college format, right? After 2 drives of that, make everybody go for 2. And then make the 2 further back if they keep getting it. Right? It's really not that difficult. But at the same time, like, the playoffs are still going. They're not going to pause the playoffs and say, oh, shit, you're right. This isn't fair. Right.
Yeah, and you could narrow that down to, even if you did change the format and it comes down to one play, like a 2-point conversion that you miss. Oh man, I hate to end the game on a 2-point conversion. That sucks. Like, we're never going to be happy.
Right. And you just watched you had the greatest nightcap to the greatest party that has ever occurred in national football history. Right. Like, I don't know what else to explain to you. If you want more after that game, like, you are actually high. You were a junkie trying to get more high. Like,
yeah,
and I don't blame you. That was great football.
We'll never be happy. Twitter will never be happy, no matter what. That's what I talked about too. I honestly think, there's some room for improvement with the overtime rules, but is that like number one on the list? Hell no. There's a lot of other problems that the NFL needs to do.
I think they'll at least change it for playoffs because I feel like
that's fine.
Yeah, I feel like it is a bit ridiculous that like, hey, the stats is like they changed the kick, the extra point kick because of analytics, where they're like, okay, well, it's 99% chance that these kickers are going to be making it. When they brought it back, it changed to like a 73% chance, like that during that first year at least, because the kickers weren't comfortable, and now it's like it's a little higher, but it's not as automatic. You know what I mean? Before, so like they do change it if it's just automatic, but I think
the NFL is evolving every year, and I think that's good. I think eventually we will change some of these things that we're complaining about. They've made a lot of progress. Like obviously, they're adding an extra game. They're doing these. Well, what is that? What is that replay rule where it's like replay assist, where they kind of just
the guys from New York call in to the refs down there.
I absolutely love it. They just take their time. Okay, let's just kind of double check to make sure that that wasn't a fumble. No red flags come out. It's beautiful. Next step is put a chip in the ball, or get some young guys who can actually see more than 15 feet referee wise. And like there's a lot of things that we need to change, but I think we should be dealing with those kind of issues, like during the game issues when it comes to referees, before we start messing with overtime rules. That's just my opinion.
Can we all be in agreement that the 4 games this weekend were beautifully reffed? And where the hell was this like whole year?
Oh yeah. I mean, I didn't even think about it until right now. I mean, look, the NFL made up for last week's duds.
Yeah, really,
like big time. We're not even thinking about how bad the games were last weekend.
Yeah,
we forgot about it.
Legit can't remember it.
Ellie, what were you gonna say?
So I have one more thing to say about the OT thing, and this is an easy change you can implement literally next season and not have to change any other rule, right? Just implement a new rule, and I saw this from somebody on Twitter. So if I can remember who it was, obviously I'd like to give them credit. Not that any of our 400 people are going to steal it, but it's simple, right? You just say that hey, the away team's going to be able to kick or defer. They're not going to flip. They're just going to that the away team gets the decision. If you know that you're
if you're home.
If you're the home team and you're like, I don't want to risk them having to drive in overtime, you're going to go for it, whatever you need to do to win the game.
That's brilliant.
Even if you're down by 3, right? And you don't have to do anything to change that other than say, hey, we're just not going to flip the coin. Away team gets the ball.
That's kind of brilliant, actually. You know what I think they really should do, though? They should take each team's fastest player and do a 40-yard dash, and whoever wins gets the ball.
No, man. Head coaches meet in the middle. They put a cage around them. Ref throws in one knife in the middle of the field.
No, they should just fall back onto Pro Bowl voting or something.
Yeah. Oh my God! Can you imagine if they're just like, all right, we're going Twitter for the poll right now, and it's
like
just
American Idol.
Yeah.
So next week we have it looks like the Bengals versus Dak Prescott. How did this happen?
Dude, isn't there a league where it's called the Voter League or something like that, where every play is casted by like a poll on Twitter?
I've never heard it.
I don't know, but I will say this. We can all bask in the humiliation of the Cowboys. That's always fun. So just how about Dak Prescott winning what was it, the Nickelodeon Most Valuable Player Award?
The MVP
of the Nickelodeon broadcast. Yeah. I know we talked about it on that show, but Jesus, that shit's so funny.
See some of this drama with Des Bryant and Dak Prescott's like brother on Twitter. Like Des Bryant, former Cowboys.
Do you really get that?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Twitter. It's Twitter, man. Come on.
But people are bored, dude. Like, go outside. Like, there's stuff to do. Like, just walk around. Like, put your phone down.
Oh, that's funny, dude.
We have to talk about. I know we're talking.
Oh my God.
I know we're talking football. And Danger, tell us when we can start talking about this. But we got to talk about Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens, and we got to talk about the Hall of Fame here for like 2 minutes here, right? I mean, come on.
Wait, we're talking about football?
Baseball.
Oh, dude, I don't know what baseball is.
Hey, it's okay.
Go
because
for
these
it.
are,
I'll be an avid listener right now.
It's pretty simple, man. Like I think when it comes to steroids and like all this performance enhancing drugs for sports, I think Daniel Tosh might have been the most perfect comedian of all time. He is the one who nailed it. Tyson, do I need to even quote it, or do you already have it up? I know you were already gonna play it.
Like,
I don't remember, dude. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Do I want to see a guy hit a grounder, or do I want to see a roided up freak hit it out?
Right. You want to talk about equality? Babe Ruth didn't have to. He played in an all white league, right? Like, come on, man. Let's talk about performance enhancing. You didn't have to fucking try and hit Pedro Martinez. Like,
the fact that Pete Rose, Roger Clemens, and Barry Bonds are not in the Hall of Fame, it's an absolute joke.
Mm-hmm.
And they need to they're a bunch of writers. Like, these guys aren't even officially, like, I don't understand what we're doing here. Why don't we actually have?
They should take steroids.
I'm so confused. So, like, start from the beginning. Like, what brought this up? Like, did people say, like, we will never allow them to be in there?
Yes,
no, Barry Bonds. Yes,
okay.
No.
Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Curt Schilling. It was their last year of eligibility to make it into the Hall of Fame, and tonight they didn't get voted into the Hall of Fame. So those guys will never be in the Hall of Fame. But Tito Ortiz,
David Ortiz,
from the Red Sox, who also was tied to steroids, easily got in. Why? Because they like him. Because he's a nice guy. Barry Bonds is an absolute dick. Curt Schilling said some crazy shit over his career. They don't like him. So it's basically a popularity contest about.
I mean, that's what MVP always has been. Yeah,
it's a Hall of Fame, bro.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame. Like, you're talking about Barry Bonds. Literally, if you ever even turned on a TV in the 2000s, you saw this dude getting walked or hitting a home run. There was nothing in between. You're telling me that this guy is not in the Hall of Fame? It's crazy. Like, we need to either just accept it all or just delete it. Delete the whole history of baseball then, or accept it all.
Wasn't there like a 10-year span of like just rapid use of steroids? Like, I know Eddie McGuire was like
the 80s. But, bro, the fucking Raiders, the 80s and the Raiders used to do cocaine on the sideline and take steroids before games. Bill Romanowski broke someone's finger at the bottom of a huddle because he was so high, right? Like, they're not stripping any of these guys of the ability to make the Hall of Fame. Howie Long, like, I'm pretty sure that dude was like the poster boy. Actually, I don't think he was.
I want to hear Bookie's opinion on this. Chime in the chat there, Bookie. I want to hear what you have to say about this.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We won't talk too much about baseball. We're probably losing people, but we got to bring it up. We got to bring it up.
Honorable mention, yeah.
We got to bring it up because I think you either accept it all or you just delete it and start fresh. Because you have guys like, I don't know, you got Tony La Russa, Joe Torre in the Hall of Fame, but look at their rosters. Look at who. How do you think they got in the Hall of Fame? Steroids.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, MLB needs a hard look at itself in the mirror and just be like, what are we doing? I mean, it used to be America's pastime, but that's just obviously no longer the case.
They did it to themselves.
Yeah, man. Like, the fact that I can go to the NFL's YouTube channel and I can see highlights of the game, and I'm going to MLB right now, and there's I can't even, like, are they not aware what YouTube is? Like, if I want to see, interest in the game, I can't even look it up, which is just so bizarre. Like, are they anti, like, I don't know, I don't want to say anti-internet, but are they to an extent or something like of that line?
I'm sorry, who is? Sorry, I was reading this.
The MLB, I don't know, like
no, bro, they're just old as fuck. I don't know.
They're all old.
Use it.
There's a bunch of boomers running around trying to, it doesn't make sense. Bookie says Barry Bonds the greatest baseball player ever. I agree with that. Both the pitchers and hitters were juiced. It was the era. No one had an advantage. I totally agree. Like,
bro, and who gives a shit, right? Like, honestly, if
league is in the fucking Hall of Fame,
yeah, bro, it's their bodies, their career, go for it.
Yeah, like, if anything, like, man, everybody just go look up Daniel Tosh's steroid skit.
I was literally just about to look it up because
I mean, it's if you want, at worst, do 2 leagues. Do one where everything's legal. do one where like it's just okay, cool. We don't do steroids here.
And why is it that A-Rod? He everyone loves A-Rod.
Yeah.
He lied much more publicly than anybody else that I remember about not taking steroids. Got caught and then admitted to it, and yet he's making millions of dollars a year from ESPN talking about baseball. When we've eliminated so many players, Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa, some of the most memorable players we'll ever have in the sport, they're gone because, well, they kept up with the other players and cheated just like everybody else. And it's the same thing that's happening this year with the pitchers.
Which one is it? Is it the happy thoughts or is it the completely serious? For Daniel
Tosh, I don't know what it's called, man. Just YouTube, Google search that shit is steroids. Daniel Tosh steroids. It should just be like a 2-minute clip.
Anyways,
I must have been muted or something. But anyways, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know, Ellie. You got anything to add to this? Because this is annoying to me. This is kind of the last. This is like my last straw with baseball. Not only we're not going to have a generation of American players anymore. I mean, not that it's a huge deal, but like it's America's pastime. We should have kids in America playing baseball and love it. No one wants to play baseball. They all want they want to play basketball or football or do something or play or esports. They don't want to play baseball, and especially with underprivileged areas like with minorities and everything. There's no chance that they're playing baseball because it costs money. You can't just go play baseball by yourself in most cases. You can go play basketball, you know.
Yeah,
I think kids would rather play golf than baseball, honestly.
Who?
Golf?
Who wants to play golf over baseball?
Oh, kids.
Kids?
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know.
It's still hard because there's space that requires. Like basketball, you can go play in a 10-foot box and just get really good at the post.
Yeah.
So, no, that's my long answer for I don't have much else to say. But yeah, dude, I'm with you. We got to see some changes. And then, Danger, we're going to need you to brush up on some of your other sports here, buddy, because with football wrapping up, you're just going to be sitting here watching us talk shit about NBA, huh?
Man, probably. I got YouTube TV. I'll look it up, man, and see how my Lakers are doing. I don't know, man. Like, I
your Lakers, I can tell you.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, they suck.
Oh, serious? Didn't they win the championship last week? Yes, last year?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
In the bubble.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now they have Russell Westbrook assaulting people with his shots. Like,
so seriously, like I grew up watching, like, you know, obviously the Kobe era with Shaq and Rick Fox and Derek Fisher. Like I was a much more of an NBA guy when I was in my teens and such.
I gotta ask you, are you from LA? Is that okay?
I'm from LA. Moved to Texas here.
Where did you live in LA?
Well, I'll say Orange County. So Buena Park area.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I needed to understand where the LA fandom came from.
Where the LA love came from in a Texan.
I mean,
cool. Dude, they all moved. Like, all the Californians are leaving and moving over here right now.
I moved. I left California to come to Florida. So there you go.
Nice. Well, I mean, when football's over, that's usually when I watch esports. But it's usually when I watch LCS and LEC.
Little League of Legends action.
Dude, man, watching LCS is like a struggle just because the level of play is just so garbage.
Yeah, LPL is where you want to be, and
LPL, LCK, and LEC is where it's at, man. LCS is garbage, but
hey, DFS, if you guys want to play some League of Legends, check out the video I put out 2 weeks ago. It's free money. I'm telling you. It takes a little bit of time, but it's free money.
I'll get on it with you, man. If you ever want to go into LEC DFS, let me know, man, because I watch it on the regular.
The problem with LCS is it's one game, right? I think we talked about this.
Oh, that's right.
That's the one. So it kind of eliminates stacking. It kind of makes it really difficult to stack.
Gotcha.
I don't know what else. What are we? Are we done? What do we? You want to talk about?
I don't know. Are we? I know. Usually the other podcast had a nice wrap up at the end, but we kind of wildly went off topic a few times there.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, who cares? Chat. Should we end the show or?
I don't know. Do you just want to hear bullshit?
Chat. Bookie, do we end the show or not? Bookie. All right. Well, thanks everybody for coming back to us here. We did not bunny trail to the Cardinals, so that's a win. But I'll throw it back to Danger then to wrap us up here, I guess.
Yeah, man. No, wrap it up. Hey, support
Congrats,
your favorite team. Support my Rams. Go Rams. Let's fucking go, guys. And Tyson, leave it up to you, dude.
Hey, we'll see you guys later. Throw us a like, subscribe. We'll be back next Tuesday. And yeah, check out Danger. Check out Sports Capitalists. And
yeah.
Go ahead. Plug yourself, bro.
Well, yeah, no, check out the YouTube channel I'm from, Sports Capitalists. Hopefully the link's below. And I stream as well. I'm going to be streaming, I believe, Thursday at 6:30 or 8:30 Central, 6:30 Pacific. Thursday, doing some stuff there. And yeah,
are you on Twitch or are you on YouTube?
I on Twitch. Yeah.
Oh, cool. What are you streaming? You just hanging out?
No, I do World of Warcraft, and we're doing a progression raid that day. New content drop, so yeah.
Bro, I'll hop in and say what's up for sure.
Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Dude.
Absolutely. So check us out, guys. We're still trying to hit our subscriber goal. Once we do, I'll give away some sports cards. So hit subscribe. We appreciate it for sure. Yeah, we'll talk to you guys later.
See you next week.
Thanks.